imagine you've cracked the code on credit. Yeah, just for a moment, let's imagine you've cracked the code on credit. What would that look like? That would look like at one time you had challenged credit in your life. You then did a lot of research on your own, reading some of the books that are recommended by the experts. You then tried to do your own disputes, online disputes. Then you tried mailing in disputes. You noticed that you weren't getting good results. You went through quite a few strategy calls, listening to the experts, trying to glean information from them without paying for a service. Then you got to a place where time was running out and you had goals and dreams and imaginations that you wanted to come true. So you then paid one of the experts in the industry and you got mediocre results. You're still not able to get what you want. So now you're a little bitter because you're not better after spending the money. So then you do a little bit more research. You go to a mastermind, you go to a conference. You think now you have the insight that you needed from listening to a collection of experts, taking a little bit of information from each one. Now you're ready to delve back in on your own and try to repair your credit again. You get a little bit closer to your goal. You still aren't at the 720 credit score. You're right around 650. You want to get to the 720 or better, so you're just waiting to pull the trigger on applying for new things. Then finally you take a course, and the course is 14 days. You go through the entire course thinking, okay, I might have missed a few steps in my process, but I'm going to work it out through this course. The course doesn't get you any closer. The information is just repetitive. It's what you learned at the conference. It's what you learned in your own research. So now you're a part of a group for junkies where you believe everyone in the group is going to share something, and one day you're going to get that silver bullet of information that's going to really pierce you through the veil, and you're going to make it to 720 or better. After being in the group for a couple months, now all of a sudden the group is going to charge you a monthly fee. So you're paying monthly for this group. Now you think, okay, if I can't get my credit cleaned up by just doing repair, let me add some trade lines. Let me buy some trade lines for credit cards and try to get my utilization down, try to increase my average account history. So now you got these trade lines that last about 60 days. And you need to figure out quickly if it's time to pull the trigger to go and buy what you want or to apply to buy what you want. And then finally, the trade lines don't work after you apply because they're rapid rescored right out of the equation of your credit, because a seasoned underwriter can see that these are purchase trade lines and not something that you actually are the primary creator of from applying for the account and getting approved. So now you feel abandoned and broken spirited, but you keep trekking along the path because you're trying to crack the code to credit. So then you learn about the 5 factors of your FICO score. You start working on your payment history, the amount of debt that you owe. You try to shrink it, not to 30%, but you're now trying to reduce your debt to under 7%. You've gotten all your inquiries removed. You have one inquiry on all 3 bureaus. You just can't get that one off. But that's okay with you because all the experts say, as long as you have less than 3, you're right there in the sweet spot. So you feel really good. You won't apply for anything unless it's necessary. And you're just waiting to get to that 720. And so you're taking more classes, listening to more videos, watching more webinars, going to more conferences. And finally, you meet the guru that does the magic work, right? The magic work gets your credit profile just where you want it. Disputed a few things, got them off, filed a few Consumer Financial Protection Bureau complaints, got some more stuff off, filed a Federal Trade Commission complaint using identity theft maybe as the so-called reason to delete some things that are still left on your report, and you're fine with any of it. You're just like, whatever, just do it. And then finally you make it to the 750 credit score. You're 30 points higher than you imagine. And you go and apply for the things that you want. And your interest rate comes back not the rate you thought you were going to get. Your credit limit that you got approved for is less than you thought you were going to get. And now you're thinking, what could it be? I've cracked the code. I have a 750. I've put in years of work. I know what I know. I've heard from the experts. I know what I think I know is true because it's been told to me over and over and over and over. I'm not hearing anything new in the industry. I must have cracked the code. But why are my credit limits so low? Why is my interest rate so high? Is it racism? Is it discrimination? Is it my nationality? Is it my zip code where I live? Is it my education? Do I not have enough education? Is it because I'm a blue collar worker and I need to be a white collar worker? Is it because of my family's last name? Is there something about me where I'm cursed, where I'm just not going to ever be able to pierce the glass ceiling and be able to get whatever I want? Be able to just sign my name and finally get it and be approved for the things that I imagine, right? I want a credit card with a $50,000, $100,000 limit. I want to be able to get the ultra luxury car I want. I want to be able to get a business loan for $1 million, $2 million, $3 million. I'll even accept $250,000. I want to be able to move into the apartment, the property, buy a house, buy a building, a commercial building. I don't want to use hard money. I want it to be easy. I want everything to just fall in place. I got the credit score. I've got the employment history. I got the 2 years tax returns. I got the 3 bank statements. I got the 2 pay stubs. I have my financials, certified financials, my balance sheet, my profit and loss. My bank account has reserves in it. 50,000 is my average reserve over the last 180 days in my personal bank account. 50,000 average reserves in my business bank account over the last 180 days. I've even deleted all the information on the secondary credit bureaus. Innovis, SageStream, Advanced Resolution Services, MicroBilt, CoreLogic, Early Warning Services. I've done it all. I've mastered the game. I've made the credit game my side hustle. And I still have a job and kids and a husband and a wife. Why am I not living the dream? If you're feeling like that, I felt the same way until I really cracked the code. After 19 years of being in this industry, I figured out credit repair is only one step. The 5 factors of your FICO step is only the second step. The average history of your accounts in your credit reports is only the 3rd step. The reduction in your inquiries listed on your report is only the 4th step. The mix of trade lines, having different limits, having installments, right? And revolving, it's only the 5th step. Not applying for the wrong types of accounts, tier 2, tier 3, tier 4, is only the 6th step. The 7th step, like the 7 days of the week, the 7 seas, the 7 continents, the 7 colors, right? The 7 tones on the scales of music, that final step is called credit prepare. It's the hidden step that has been operated in your face by bankers, lenders, and credit issuers, but behind your back because you don't know what that step is. But you can sense it's so close because you see people winning in the credit game, but you aren't. The credit prepare method is a 7-step that's been missing in your process. And that's a step that I'm going to teach you in a short webinar. I'm going to teach you that step because I too went through the first 6 steps and became bitter before I got better. And when I finally discovered the credit prepare method and launched that 7th step, it pulled everything together for me. I can't guarantee that your results are going to be like mine, but I went from dreaming about having a Lamborghini since I was a child using Hot Wheel cars. I always wanted an exotic car. And the closest I got to it with the 6 steps was a Porsche Panamera. When I did the 7th step, I got my Lamborghini. I even went further and got my Rolls-Royce. I even dreamt of having a big house, not a 1-level small house like I lived in as a child, but because my mom was a housekeeper for 3 rich families, I saw what it was like to be in 12,000 square feet beach houses, 12,000 or better square feet inland houses that my mom would clean for these rich people. And as a young boy, she would take me with her. And so I then felt the impression of what it was like to be in a family house, almost like a castle. So I never allowed that to leave me. So when I was living in a house the size of a 7-Eleven, I was always bitter. But when I got to the 7th step, I got a house the size of CVS. And it wasn't because of drugs. It was because of my signature and my credit. I then noticed what it felt like to have credit cards that have substantial limits. Not 1,000, 1,500, 5,000, 15,000, 10,000. Not even 25,000 impressed me. I saw clients walking into my office that had $50,000, $75,000, $100,000 credit card limits. So I always dreamed of that. I got to that point too, where I had 50 plus credit cards and my highest limit was 40,000. Then I finally cracked that ceiling and got above 40,000. Then my highest business line of credit or loan was stuck at 50,000 when I was practicing the 6 steps. But when I added the 7th step, I saw myself get approved for $100,000 lines and loans uncollateralized, 250,000, $500,000, $1 million. And I recorded myself signing the contracts, right? So I'm saying to you, I got most of the things I imagined after getting to the 7th step. And I want to take you there, and I can do it in a short webinar training for free. And if you don't know me, my name's Gabriel Brown. I've been in the credit space now 20 years, and I've been tried and tested. I've served over 10,000 clients. I have a couple thousand video testimonials, hundreds of 5-star reviews. And I've done it by adding the 7th step. Some of you won't need credit repair. You'll just need the credit prepare method because you've already, like me, moved through all 6 of the other steps. So click the link somewhere around here on this video and sign up for my free webinar. And come with your notepad like you did when you went to the conferences, took all the strategy calls, read all the books, right? Do that on the webinar and let me revisit the first 6 steps to make sure some of you that didn't do those 6 steps that you get that. And then I'm going to reveal to you the credit prepare method, the 7th step. I look forward to seeing you on the webinar.